Inflation, that seems to be the big buzzword these days. We're hearing inflation, inflation, inflation. So how does inflation relate to real estate, and what kind of decisions should you be making in regards to real estate when it comes to inflation? So that's what I want to talk about in this video. I'm Justin Woodall with Woodall Realty Group at EXP in Athens, Georgia. I'm recording this in the spring of 2022, and inflation is going rampant. We're seeing gas prices rise, we're seeing groceries rise, we're seeing real estate prices rise like crazy. So what's going on? First of all, what is inflation? That basically, the definition of inflation is that prices are rising. The cost of goods are rising, and the amount of dollars it takes to buy a certain basket of goods, so to speak, it takes more dollars to buy that same basket of goods. And so that's what we're also seeing when it comes to real estate. It's taking more dollars to buy the same house as it did last year. So when you look at, you think about a house that was on the market last year, that house hasn't changed, but the number of dollars it takes to buy that house has changed. Or you think about a piece of land, the piece of land has not changed. It's the same land, it's the same dirt, it's in the same location, but it costs more dollars to obtain that piece of land. And that's happening everywhere. And why is that? It's because basically the value of the dollar is declining. And that's the inflation. So how do you hedge against inflation? And is real estate a good hedge against it? And in my opinion, it is. And why do I say that? Is because real estate is a real tangible asset. It's real, you can see it, you can touch it. And as prices rise, as construction prices rise, then naturally the cost to replace a particular piece of real estate or a particular building is going to be more as well. So if you're looking for a place to put some money to hedge against inflation, in my opinion, real estate is a great place to do that. Now, some of you may be thinking, so it's a store of value, and on the flip side of that, also, if it's a rental piece of income, then it provides you with income each month as well. So that kind of offsets if you were just had your money sitting in a bank account earning very little interest. So you can earn rental income versus a very small amount of interest at the bank. You may be thinking, real estate is at all-time highs, the market's going to crash soon. So is that a possibility? I guess it's a possibility, but I think the odds of that are pretty slim. And there are a few reasons for that. If you look at what's going on with the market right now, we've got really high demand. Go back to your basic economics class, we've got really high demand, meaning that there's a lot of people that want to buy homes. There's a lot of investors that want to buy homes. So there's a lot of demand for houses and very little supply. And because builders have built at a slower pace, going all the way back to the last recession, we've had fewer homes come on the market and more people need a place to live. The demographic of households being established, they go back, the people that study this, that study the demographics, show that on average, the people, when they start to form households and move out of their parents' house, is usually, and get out of college and all the things that they do when they start to form households, is kind of in that early 30s range. And so the population of people turning between 30 and 35 over the next few years is going to climb. So that's an increase in demand from homeowners, people needing a place to live that are creating a new household. And then the other demand is coming from investors. And I saw a stat the other day that 20 to 30% of the homes purchased this past year have been purchased by large conglomerate hedge funds. These big companies are coming in, they're buying these houses, and they're turning them into rental properties. Now, why are they doing this? I think one, like I talked about earlier, that is their hedge against inflation. And how do these hedge funds make millions and billions of dollars? They're not stupid, they're smart. They know how to play the market, and they're going into real estate. So that's part of what's driving this as well. But so there's huge demand. But if there was going to be a real estate crash, I don't think the hedge funds would be buying the houses at the pace that they're buying. And again, they're hedging against the inflation that they know that is coming. And then, so I've heard something else too, that we may see actually over the next year or two, we may see money come out of the stock market because of the way the economic conditions are right now. We may see money come out of the stock market and go towards real estate. And that's just going to increase the demand for real estate even more. And again, as that demand increases, we can't keep up with the supply, then prices are going to continue to rise. Of course, this is not financial advice. I can't make any guarantees, but that seems to be the climate of what we're seeing. So the other thing about prices rising in Athens is I feel like the market in Athens is going to stay strong. We've got the University of Georgia here. We've got industry here. We're not far from Atlanta. And as Atlanta sprawls out, Athens, I feel like will stay strong. We don't have the hedge fund money buying in Athens like you do in Atlanta, driving those prices up. So Athens is still more affordable than places say like Atlanta or even in some other states. So because it's more affordable, I think more people will continue to come and prices will continue to rise because the demand will increase. So if you're looking for a hedge against inflation, and I would say even go all the way back, just go back, 20 years, 30 years, 100 years, and look at think about what land cost, what property cost, what houses cost, and compare that to now. And dollars back then would buy you a whole lot more than dollars would buy you now. So if that trend continues in the next 10, 20, 30 years, even if there's a slight dip, over time, the real estate's gonna hedge against that inflation and preserve your spending capital and preserve your wealth. So I hope this video has been helpful. If you're looking for property around the Athens area, we have a great rental market here. We do some property management along with real estate sales. So reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you from that regard. And if this has been an informative video, like it, share it, comment below. We'll be happy to hear from you.